Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Richard Weil, and I'm the principal and owner of National Restaurant Consultants. And as always, we welcome you to the NRC Helpful Moment number 132, 132nd time we've done our recordings. Brian Devine, you are the master and the absolute director and the amazing person from Cafe Fuel and Top Lane Manager. How are you, Brian?
I am terrific, Richard. Thank you. How about yourself?
I'm very good. It is the 18th of August as we're doing this live. Of course, we record these and they're in our library. It's interesting. I took the time this week looking at a few of our older recordings from way back in March, April, May of 2020. And amazingly, a lot of that data, a lot of that information is coming back to roost a little bit in terms of things as far as protocols and supply chain. Today, we welcome in Sandy Clark, our senior consultant from National Restaurant Consultants, who is an expert on the supply chain. She's been working in and around the supply chain more than a couple of weeks. I don't want to age everybody here, but over 40 years.
Oh, thanks, Richard.
Yeah, you're welcome. But she's been working within and around the supply chain a long time. She is an expert. She's been on 4 other times. I think we talked about it. This is the 5th time we've done the update on the supply chain. It is fractured. It is probably about as bad as it has been. And Sandy's going to talk a little bit more about it, what she's researched here. And Sandy, take it away, please.
All right. So, fractured supply chain back in the headlines. Wall Street Journal says restaurant industry dealing with shortages, price increases, and labor shortages. Food Service Equipment and Supply says food supply chain woes threaten to slow the food service recovery. But to me, perhaps the most telling is that the CEO of Cisco, Kevin Hourican, last week sent a letter to customers and suppliers talking about the fractured supply chain. He cited 4 things that were issues for them. The first was that the bounce back for food service has been faster than expected. The second was that their suppliers are having issues filling their orders. The third is they're having labor problems as well, getting enough drivers, warehousemen, and are taking measures to improve that. And then they also still have COVID popping up occasionally and have to work safe. So I was talking with a friend of mine who is in this business, and she received the letter and she said, I can't believe it took them so long to write that and to let things get so bad. And after we talked, we really believed that nobody thought it would stay this bad this long. We're optimists in the food service business. We have to be, or it would kill us. So it just turns into like whack-a-mole, where you fix one problem and there's another problem, and it's just random. And so that's what's going on right now. So I want to talk about 3 things. First, supply shortages. Second, price increases. And then some suggestions about how you handle these things. So shortages, manufacturers have labor issues just like you do, getting good people, getting people trained, stopping turnover. And the sharp increase in further processed products has really put them back on their heels. So I talked to a procurement manager for a food service company here in town who told me that just January through June in chicken processed products alone, they did double the business that they did the entire year before. So the manufacturers are just unable to ramp up quickly enough. And one of the things you'll see is they may reduce the number of labels that they're producing. If you had a label you were buying, especially if it was a distributor house label, they may discontinue that right now and just focus on their bread and butter labels. There are packaging shortages. A couple of examples. There's a major bottled water company right now that has a gap in being able to bottle water because they don't have bottles. plenty of water, no bottles. And recently, there's a shortage looming of lids for 5-gallon buckets. What does that mean for us? It means those really big buyers of pickles and mayonnaise and barbecue sauce are going to be using gallons. And next time we talk, I'll be talking about the gallon shortage. Driver shortages, inbound is unreliable, often arriving on a different day and without everything on it. So the shortages from the fields to the manufacturers to the distributors to the restaurant, it's just complete. And so you have this cause and effect. Maybe you liked a certain brand of ham, and that was your ham. And another ham was shorted into the distributor, so everyone went and bought your ham. So now we don't have that ham. And then it just keeps going. It's the whack-a-mole. So price increases. You're seeing it, soy and corn. Both of those are used for biodiesel fuel, and especially the corn in California is just killer, the amount that they use. And then we know here about 10% of our gas is ethanol. And so that's competing with us. The corn crop was hard hit by drought last year. And really, this year is a critical year for them. They have less in reserve than they would like to have. But it's not super optimistic. The northern Midwest, where they grow a lot of corn, has been very dry again this year. So we'll see how that goes. Wheat is also up. The drought in South America and the floods in Europe have taken out the European wheat crops, and so they are now dependent on other sources. Beef and pork are up. A lot of that is demand and cost of feed. And China has still not completely worked out of their African swine flu, and so they are still importing from the US. Poultry, high demand for breast and wings. And every single fast food joint has to have a new chicken breast sandwich that's competing for that breast meat. I was chuckling a little because I was reading an article about Wingstop is now experimenting with a concept called Thigh Stop. And so I think we're going to see more and more restaurateurs deciding that they can work with thigh meat and help improve their situation. Driver shortage, it hits for price increases. So I talked to an HR manager from a food service distributor here locally, and she was telling me that the last 2 drivers that she did exit interviews with had both brought their own rigs. And the reason that they did that was that they find that they can just name their own price for coming in and hauling whatever. And eventually that price trickles through to the end user. On top of that, you've been to the gas station lately, fuel continues to rise. A refrigerated load from Idaho to Denver, typically that's French fries, has gone from about $3,000 to $6,000. Containers from China to LA have also doubled to about $20,000. And so we're going to see all of that. So at the start of the year, the Fed was forecasting food inflation to be about 2.5% to 3%. And now I'm seeing about 5%. But I don't know if I believe that, because what I am seeing tells me they're going to be revising that and it's going to be even higher. So just a couple of suggestions. Like always, I say keep plenty of safety stock. You can't count on getting everything you ordered every time you order. More than ever, We all need to be open to pack sizes and labels that we haven't used in the past. One of the things with food inflation for old timers like me, we remember when things like cake mixes went from being 6 5-pounders to 6 4.5-pounders, and we're still the same price. We're starting to see that. They call that packaging inflation. So watch for that and make sure you're taking that into account when you're doing your food cost. Flexible with your menu. I've been seeing when I eat out that a lot of restaurants have skinnied down their menus quite a bit from pre-pandemic, and many are still doing the disposable menu or the menu that you can scan. That gives you amazing flexibility. Don't stay stuck on an item that has doubled in cost and not adjust that on your menu, or think about taking it off and substituting on your menu. And then as things become more make sure that you are keeping up with what is going on with wages for your important staff members. In Denver, the wage creep is not a creep, it's a rush. And you don't want to lose that talented person in the back of the house who you can really count on to make sure that the products you're getting in may not be what you've always used, but they're good quality and can work with them. So I don't see anything telling me that this is going away in a couple months. And if COVID continues to increase, we need to do what we do best, and that is run our businesses and keep track of quality and keep track of costs. Thank you.
That's outstanding, Sandy, and thank you very much. I see a segue there when Sandy was talking about the menu and being able to picture it. And Brian, I suspect you were feeding all over that. So Brian?
Yes, thank you so much, Sandy. So we got a lot of bad news, but Sandy, thank you for also providing some ideas on things that you can do to make things better. So I want to capitalize on that. The first thing that popped in my head is what do you do when you have your current menu and people tend to come in for a certain item that you just can't get? Well, just be open and honest with people. Just today, I was on a website for a national chain, and they were even saying right on their site and on their app, I checked everywhere to see if they were really consistent, and they were. And they were basically just being upfront and saying, we have supply problems. And that means that your favorite item might not be available right now, so please bear with us as we work through it. It was very short, very clean, but I highly recommend that you do that. If you stay in front of it and you let people know the problems and challenges that are happening, they'll support you. But if you try to pretend like it's not happening or cover it up, you're going to have a lot more problems on your hands from customers. So I want to make sure that you're in front of that. The second thing is, yes, please have simple menus that'll work on a cell phone. I can't say this enough. Stop sending me a PDF on my phone. I can't read it. Okay, I wear these at work, but I don't wear them when I'm out. So I've got my phone, which is a good sized phone, and now I've got a PDF, and I'm making it bigger, right? I'm doing this, and I'm searching all around, and I can't find the product and the price are not together. Please stop doing that. There is a free service from a little company called Cafe Fuel that will solve this problem for you. It is 100% free. All you have to do is ask for it, okay? We'll set it up for you, and you can adjust that every single day. You can change that menu every day. It'll take minutes, but that means that when I want to look at the menu on my phone, it's designed for that. It'll flow beautifully. You can use pictures or not. It's entirely up to you. I highly recommend you use pictures because, if I see like a really nice ice cream sundae at the top, I'm more likely to order that later, right? So there are all kinds of things that you can do, but please, please, please stay in front of the things that are happening and let people know so that they're not caught off guard. And by all means, Use a tool that'll make it easy for you to adjust your menu quickly and easily. And also for the customer, don't make me download a PDF because I hate it and it fills up my phone and I can't read it. Okay. So that's all I want to cover today, because there are solutions. And if you need help, get in touch with me, get in touch with Sandy, get in touch with Richard. We are here to help. This
is one of those NRC helpful moments I hope you will share. Pass it on to your peer group, pass it on to your friends in the industry. Is a wealth of information. I think we're going to sit on about 16 minutes here with this helpful moment, but this one, honestly, we do a great job on all of them. This is information you need and information you should share. Don't forget the daily updates. If you're running out of product, be seamless. If you had to substitute the French fry and it's different, let your staff know. Be seamless. Do it in your shift meeting. If you don't do shift meetings, make sure it's on the whiteboard in the back that your staff are trained on how to communicate. You know, our French fries have been changed by our supplier. I'm sorry, it's not quite the same. It's still a great product. We'll do a great job for you, but it's a different French fry. We won't let you know, because letting people know and communicating, it's like communicating the supply chain. So folks, that's a fairly long NRC helpful moment. I'm sorry, we're running about 17 minutes here. That's all I got. Sandy, that's all I have. Good language. Anything else, Sandy?
That's it. Thank you.
All right. Well, everybody stay well, stay healthy. So long for now. Bye.
Bye, everybody.